Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Spencer Penrod. I am a world builder who makes worlds for stories and D&D campaigns, things like that. Today we're looking at The Last of Us. Last time we finished watching the first episode, where everyone escaped and they headed into like a biological contaminated area. We saw some of the zombies there right at the end, hinting that they are going to be dealing with them this episode. We didn't get a ton about the world in the last segment, but we did overall in the first episode. So it'll be interesting to see how much we learn in this one. With that being said, let's just go ahead and jump on into it. I think this is where the outbreak started. It's where we heard about on the news, at least, for the first time.
Maaf, sudah mengganggu makan siangnya.
Tidak apa-apa. Tadi juga sudah mau selesai. Maaf, Pak. Apakah saya ada berbuat suatu kesalahan?
Tidak, tentu saja tidak.
Apa Bapak tidak salah orang?
Anda Bu Ratna, Profesor Mikologi, Universitas Indonesia. Kita memiliki orang yang tepat.
So that means right from the beginning of the outbreak, they knew it was coming from mushrooms of some sort, right? That kind of goes against what I thought. Let me pause this. This kind of goes against what I thought because they didn't seem to have any idea, at least in the United States, what was happening. But it could be that just the ground level soldiers and the people being infected were the ones who didn't know. It's interesting to see that probably the people at the top, or at least the people associated with it at the start, seemed to have a better idea of what was happening, though. So that's another confirmation that this stuff spreads after death. It doesn't seem like it can reanimate corpses, thankfully. But we saw the corpse that was splayed up against the wall with the infection, the mushrooms all spread out around them, showing that it probably spreads after death. And this is for sure showing that the mushroom is still alive and seeking new hosts to infect, even after its primary host has died.
We've heard this a million times. Vaccines, miracle cures. None of it works, ever.
Fuck you, man. I didn't ask for this.
You and me both. This isn't gonna end well, Tess. We need to go back.
So obviously the whole premise is getting her to these doctors to find the cure. At least that's what the premise of the game was, I guess. I don't know how much the show has changed. But it seems like they're running with that at least. But it makes me interested because everything we've seen from the experts before the outbreak said that cures were impossible. So I wonder if she has some kind of freak mutation that has made the impossible possible, or if it really is just meant to be desperate people clinging to any hope they can, even when there's no possibility of a cure, no matter what. I don't remember the conclusion to that, if there was one from the game. So I don't know how to treat this whole situation, because if they do have a chance at finding a cure, that's obviously hugely important. But it seems like if people back when society was intact couldn't figure this out, why would people in the middle of an apocalypse be able to? Like, they have to have worse equipment, worse communication, worse infrastructure, everything. And I'd be willing to bet worse knowledge, because they don't have the time to study things in the same way that they used to. And they don't necessarily have all the people who used to be experts. I bet a lot of them died. So I don't see how they could get a cure when it's supposed to be impossible from everything we've heard so far. I feel like Joel is kind of right here in doubting it, because it just seems like chasing an empty dream. I wonder if they will address that at all.
Let's just finish it. It doesn't matter if she is or she isn't what the Fireflies say. If they believe that she is, then we get what we want.
If she so much as twitches.
Don't. Okay?
Can I have a gun?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Jesus, fine. I'll have to throw a fucking sandwich at them.
It's clear.
Whoa.
Yeah, looks different in the daylight, huh?
So I'm hearing and singing a lot of birds. I think that's the first wildlife we've seen. It makes me wonder if this stuff only spreads to humans or if it can infect animals. I guess we saw the dog at the beginning that wasn't attacked. Presumably, despite the owner of the dog having the chance to attack it. So maybe it's only interested in spreading between humans for some reason. And the signs of wildlife we're seeing are telling us that nature is actually pretty normal despite that, despite this infection. That'd be really interesting, because I feel like from what we've heard, the main barrier of this stuff infecting humans in the first place was body temperature. And I don't think human body temperature is so drastically different from other animals that it wouldn't spread. I guess I don't really know. Like maybe a difference of a few degrees is enough to kill it. But either way, I guess it is nice that there's not like zombie birds flying around or other wildlife that would make this much harder for them than just the humans would. So between the foreshadowing earlier with her saying that there were zombies whose heads split apart and could see in the dark like bats, and then them being quiet as soon as they found that corpse, or silent as soon as they found that corpse, it feels pretty obvious that this is a zombie that uses echolocation or something like it to see. So I guess I just want to point out how that foreshadowing is connecting, and how we hear them get really, or see them get really tense when they hear this sound that they've been kind of on guard against since entering the museum. So through that fight, we saw several of these things get pumped full of bullets in the chest, and it seemed to do nothing to them. The only thing that seems to put them down is hitting them in the face, the head. Even the axe there in the neck didn't seem to matter. So it feels like we saw this a little bit right at the beginning of the outbreak, where the people we saw who were infected seemed to suffer from really major injuries and then get up with no problem. But I feel like this is confirmation that the infected are super resilient and able to shrug off wounds that would kill a normal person. Like, once they're infected, the only thing that matters is their brain, and the fungus is controlling and puppeting their body in a way that doesn't rely on normal organs or internal structure.
All the shit we did. Please say yes, Joel. Please.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, it can reanimate the dead. Oh, no, that's not what's happening. So she mentioned earlier how you can step on a patch that's a mile away and alert the zombies elsewhere. This is that huge patch of or group of zombies we saw earlier, now getting alerted to the kill that Joel just did. Can they tell she's already infected and that's why they're ignoring her? Because otherwise I feel like she'd be swarmed here. I guess maybe some of that mushroom connectedness that we've seen is responsible for this. Or maybe not. All right, well, that's episode 2. Again, not much to say here. The show's great. I'm really enjoying it so far. But most of what we're seeing is character dialogue and events, things. Like, it feels like the state of the world has been kind of laid out already, and we're not getting too many more details because there's just not much more that needs to be said. It's just Earth, mostly. So, I don't know. But if you enjoy it, thank you. Stick around, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.